Hey everybody, welcome along to another video from Victory English. In this video I'm going to look at a quick trade that I'm eyeing up here on the GBPUSD. Today is what date is it? The 16th of September 2020, and I'm looking at a buy trade here on this pair GBPUSD. Current time at the moment, it's what time is it now? It's 15 minutes until the open of the London Forex market. Okay, so this candle here that's currently in action, this is the last candle before the open. Okay, just to give you a bit of background and a bit more insight into what's going on. So that's why I'm looking at the charts now. That's why I'm thinking about taking this trade now. Okay, because of the time as well as other things. So basically what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at taking a buy at pretty much where the price is now. I'd be happy to even nearly take a market order. Take a buy with the market order there, but I will probably do a limit order just to be safe, because it looks like it's curling up a little bit there. So we'll have a look anyway. So why am I looking at a buy here? I'm looking at a buy because yesterday the price of this pair came above $1.29. Okay, and it actually rejected that figure of 129. This is again taking advantage of pricing psychology and fear and hype and indecision. Okay, now you may have seen a video of this. I actually took a sell trade around here, this area, on this channel, and I made a video about it on this very pair yesterday, and netted a nice 50 pips. Got from where is it, from up here where the crosshair is there now to down here, and it was a beauty. Okay, and in that video I'll just mention it again. This is basically the reasoning behind me looking at the pair again today for a buy. I mentioned it in that other video as well, if you'd like to go back and watch that one. So I mentioned about a kicking in the door type mentality. Okay, so you can see here it attacked 129 and it failed. It didn't quite get through. However, if we scroll to the left a little bit and look at the previous day, we can see it actually tested that figure the day before as well. Okay, again, think about kicking in a door, this being kick one. Okay, nothing really happens. You can see there the door was quite solid, no worries. Kicked it in the second time. Of course the hinges are getting a bit loose now. Maybe the lock is coming a little bit loose. Well, unless you're really weak, in which case you might need to hit the gym. But if I kick the door full force twice, it's gonna be getting a bit loose. Okay, that's what I mean by this. So now we're coming on to kick number 3. So you can see here the session is about to start. It's already came up towards the 129 over the last few hours. This would have been probably towards the end of the Asian session, and now we're coming up to the beginning of the UK session. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at basically. I'm looking at doing a market order, sorry, a limit order at 15 pips below, which is exactly where the crosshair is right now, 85, 128.85. Okay, and I'm going to keep an eye on it for the moment, and I'll check back in with you in a few minutes. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the charts and see what happens over the course of this candle. So I'll check back in with you in a couple of minutes, guys. Guys, so back on the charts again here, so you can still see it's still the same. It's still the same candle. The market hasn't actually opened yet, and basically I've had another quick look over, and I'm going to go for this buy trade. So what exactly am I looking at here? I'm looking at a buy at 128.85. 128.85, which is pretty much where the crosshair is right now. Okay, you can see the price is almost there. I mean, you could take a market order here now if you wanted to, just buy market, but I just prefer to use limit orders. I find it a bit more precise, and it's a lot easier to kind of set your targets and your exits and stuff, I find, because I like having kind of, you know, round figures as my my profit target's like 30 or 40 or 50 pips, so I prefer to just use limit orders, to be honest. It also gives you a bit of time to kind of keep an eye on the market as well. If you place a limit order, you can kind of keep an eye on it and see what's happening in the meantime. You might change your mind. You might change your mind about the direction. You might change your mind about the quantity, or you might just change your mind altogether and cancel out of the trade. Okay, so similar to my trade yesterday, which was the round figure rejection, I'm using 15 pips below the round figure as an entry point here. This time I'm taking a buy because we have already tested the round figure twice in recent sessions. So I'm using that psychology to, make an assumption and a prediction that the price is going to now go through that round figure and continue. So that's my thinking. So I'm going to take a buy here. Okay. Again, I'm going to use the same levels that I used in my last trade in terms of profits and stop loss target. So I'm going to use a 30 pip stop loss and a 50 pip take profit. Okay. So again, this is of course on a demo account just for the purpose of the video. Can you trade this on a live account? Of course you can. Do I trade it on a live account? Yes, I do. Just like I do with the this setup that I had yesterday. This is probably my favorite setup to trade, the round figure rejection. So I guess you could say this trade here is kind of like a follow-up or a follow-through of the round figure rejection strategy. This is kind of like a part two when you take advantage of the fact that the decision has finally been made. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the order. So we're going to use a limit order. Okay, so is it market execution? No, it's not. It's a limit buy limit. Okay, you can see here, buy limit. Again, volume and stuff, don't worry too much about that. That's up to you. It's not the purpose of the video or the topic of the video. So I won't get into that too much at the moment. So there you go. Entry price, 128.850. Stop loss, as we said, is going to be 30 pips. 128.55. Okay, so again, we just have 85 minus 30 equals 55. Simple. Our take profit is going to be 50 pips. 50 pips. Okay, so what's that going to be? We're going to add 50 pips to 1.2885. Okay, no prizes for getting it correct. That's 129.35. Okay, and that's it. So we can just review the trade here quickly. You can see it's a buy limit. The volume is set there at 0.6. That's up to you guys. Don't worry about that. And then we have our entry price 128.850. Stop loss 128.550, which is 30 pips. Take profit 129.350, which is 50 pips. Expiration GTC good to close. Okay, and you can see where the price is currently now. So we're hoping for a very small dip down over the next few minutes and then a curl upwards. Okay, so we'll go ahead and place that now. Done. And then we'll go back to our again, you can see my balance here is $1 million. Well, nearly. So disclaimer, this is a demo account. There's nothing, I'm not trying to mislead you or anything like that. Full disclosure, it's a demo for the purposes of showing you the trades and the videos. Okay, so here we are back to our chart again. You can see our order has been placed here. The green line is our order. You can see price is moving up a little bit now. The market has just opened. So we'll have to keep an eye on it now over the next few minutes and see what happens. You can see actually on the last candle, if we get the crosshair again, on the last candle, so this would have been almost clicking our order. Of course our order was not in at that time. Our order has just gone in now. So it did come down to where we wanted to get in. So that's a good sign. And we'll keep an eye on it for the moment, okay? So you can see our stop loss down here. Below at 55. That's a 30 pip stop. Pretty safe. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. And here's the trade from a zoomed out view here. Okay, so you can see where our target is. You can see where the stop loss is. and you can see that the price is clearly trending upwards. So I'm happy enough with this trade, to be honest, especially the fact that we've kicked in the door twice over the last 2 sessions. So if we can get a fill at 85, I'll be happy. Again, you could take a market order if you wanted to. I don't know. I just prefer the limit orders. I find it a bit more, I suppose you could say, surgically precise. Okay, so where are we now? It's about 10 pips above where we want it to be to get an entry, but we'll keep an eye on it. So I'll stop the video for the moment, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes, guys, and we'll see how things pan out. Okay. So you can see here now, guys, the limit order for our entry. That was a buy limit order at 128.85 has been hit there over the last couple of candles. Okay, so again, we had a limit order to take us into the trade. Stop loss is in place. Currently sitting around the same price that we entered at. So just a quick update to show you that we're now in the trade, and we will be keeping an eye on it obviously over the next few hours and see how it goes. Okay, so check back with you soon, guys. Okay, a quick update on this trade here. This is the GBPUSD. Again, it was a buy, hoping for an upward burst through the round figure of 129. As I've mentioned several times, the kicking down the door kind of theory here. Okay, you can see we're at the kind of significant resistance kind of level here now. So this is the point where we should hopefully pop through and keep going. But you can see we're already in the profits here, guys. This is already at a 21 pips profit. And again, you could easily have loaded up on your lot size here and gotten out at 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever. I have my profit at 50 pips for this particular trade, so we'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes over the next few hours. But it's going in the way we anticipated and the way we planned thus far, so that's a good sign. So we entered here 128.85 on the pretense that it is going to go back up and go through the round figure because it's tested it so many times, and the stop loss was down here. Okay, as per earlier. So we'll check back in a while, guys, see how things are going. Okay, a quick check in on this trade here, GBPUSD. This was the buy from below the round figure. You can see it's panning out exactly as we expected, exactly as we forecasted, exactly as we anticipated. And it's heading up towards the profit target now of 129.35, which will be a nice 50 pips. As I said in the other videos, you could tighten up your targets and get out earlier if you wanted to, but this is just what works for me, and I like the 50 pip is a nice round figure, and it generally works out well. So you can see here we're approaching the 30 mark now, another 5 pips and we're in the money. So I'll check back with you when the trade is hopefully finished in a few minutes. And there you have it, guys. Another few seconds after our last update. The last update we were only about 5 pips away from the target. And as you can see here, breached the higher point from yesterday, which was, like we said, kicking down the door. The door is gone now and we're in. Okay. Again, we had an entry around here. Perfect. 128.85. We had a 50 to around here. Okay, everything happened exactly as planned, exactly as expected, exactly as forecasted, and that was a beautiful trade. So we're out with 50 pips profit on that one, and back to the drawing board now. Wait for the next opportunity. In my opinion, the next one on this pair probably going to be when we come up to the 130 mark, so we can look for a rejection of the 130 back down. Okay, now obviously it's a bit early to be looking at that now. We're only at 129.40, but something similar to what we did over here on this trade in the other video yesterday, which is on the channel if you want to have a look. We can basically repeat that process now at the 130 level, hopefully
over the course of today or tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on it and see how things pan out. So if you have any questions or comments or anything at all, you can feel free to get in touch. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. So bye bye.